Yeah. See. Um, can you can you try like turning it on and turning it off or something? Is there a battery? Okay, this is where you get to practice your problem solving skills. There's batteries in there. Just try and solve it. Okay. Good morning.
Going out.
How are you?
Oh, hey, Bobby. Good morning. Yeah, my view keeps going out for some reason. It's weird.
Oh, really? Oh, on your Zoom?
Yeah.
Oh, how
How you
strange.
doing?
I'm doing well, and I did something this morning that actually made my morning much better, and I wanted to share that
Oh, cool.
with everyone, especially about concerning what we're going to talk about. It'll go really well. So, how are you?
I'm good. Just about to make some coffee.
Yeah, I'm already moved on to soda.
Oh.
Beyond coffee.
Uh, no, I got a new book yesterday and I ended up staying up all night, so I just got up a little while ago.
What? You got a new what?
A book I was waiting for.
Oh,
Yeah, it's some new series. It's like 5 in 1. It's really good.
is it
You know,
fact or
once
fiction?
Oh, fiction, definitely
Oh,
fiction.
so it's for fun.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good
okay.
morning.
Good
Good
morning,
morning.
Trina. How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I see Jasmine. How are you, Jasmine?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, good. I have a really exciting message to talk about this morning. I can't wait to share it with y'all because it's good. It's gonna be good. Have you noticed the market? Excuse me, sorry about that. Have you noticed the market change? Anybody? Oh, Tanya's here. Good. Tanae. Whoop, whoop. All the T's are here.
Good morning.
Hi, Tanya.
And I'm a mess. I literally got home at 2 in the morning. So
Oh my God. But more importantly, did you have fun?
we had so much fun. We went to the improv to see a
Nice.
comedy
Oh my
show. Yeah.
gosh.
And we went to the late one. It was supposed to start at 9:45. They didn't start to 10:45. And it was three comedy comics and they did an hour each. And it literally was 1:30, 1:45 when we got out of there. And I had
Nice.
to charge on the way home. So I literally got home at 2 something. And I'm like,
Oh, I
okay,
love
get
it.
up and do this meeting.
Were they good? Were the comics good?
Amazing. Amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then guess who I ran into? You're not gonna believe it. Al and his wife.
No way.
Yeah, he was
Oh my
walking up and
gosh.
come to the front because we were the second people, third person people in line. And because we had to wait outside an hour, it was crazy. But he comes walking up and I'm like looking at talking to someone at the box office. I'm like, I think that's Al. Because he had a hat on and I couldn't tell. And I said, Al Williams. And he came over with his wife. So we sat at a table, we bought my first drinks and everything. So it was really nice.
Okay, that explains why he's not getting back to me this morning
Oh, yeah,
because he's tired.
yeah, Yep, yep.
Oh
He'll
my
be. I
God.
showed him, and I said, "We were just talking about you." I showed him the text. I'm like, "Look, we were just talking about you today."
That,
So,
yeah, I need this guy. I
yeah,
mean, I just have this gut feeling that he's going to be perfect for this guy.
you're gonna love him. He knows the numbers. He is
Yeah.
knows everything that's going on in the market. He knows.
Yeah.
He's a factual person. He knows everything. You're gonna love him when you meet him. He's an awesome
Yeah.
dude. Yeah,
Yeah. All
yeah.
right. Well, let's see who else is in the room. Hey, Scott, how are you?
Hey, good morning. I'm hanging in there.
Hi, Scott.
You sound like you're
Hello.
not doing well. Everything okay?
Just the same thing that we had talked about from
Oh,
last
I'm
Saturday.
sorry. I'm sorry, Scott.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Okay.
Oh no. Sorry.
Let's see who else we got. Kaylin just walked in. Hi, Kaylin.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, good. I had a little sleepover with my sisters last night, so it was a late night.
Everyone's on a late
God,
night.
I've
Yeah.
got to tell you, the people that are here today are the real winners because you didn't let anything stop you from being where you needed to be when you needed to be there. So my hat is off to all of you guys. This is the winning team. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is.
Yep, yep.
Everybody who's sleeping now, sorry, the train has passed you by. And it's so funny because that's actually what I'm going to be talking about today. So we'll give it it's 3:36. We'll give it like 30 more seconds. I don't want to wait and
Oh,
waste your time. Hi, Edmar.
Hey, Amar.
Good morning, guys.
Good to see you. You got your camera on and everything. Man.
Me too. And I'm like in pajamas.
Yeah. So everybody who's here, congratulations. I love it. Those with the camera on, that's even a step above. So
Oh my God. All right, let me.
this is something to strive for, okay? We're
Let
gonna
me turn my
strive
camera.
Come on, baby girl.
for.
All right, hold on.
Let's see that pretty face.
Good morning, everybody.
You're so
Look at
pretty.
her. Hi, Tanae. You
Good
look
morning,
so
beautiful.
gorgeous.
I have like face grease on my camera. Okay. Good morning, everybody.
You look cute.
She's
Thanks. I just
adorable.
woke up not that long ago.
Me too.
But you're here and your camera's on, and I mean that's all we can ask for. I mean, that's the sign of a winner. Okay, I'm gonna start because I can't hold it any longer. And there's Monica. Hey, she got her
Hey, oh, we all
camera
come.
on.
Hi,
Woo!
Monica.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so what
We're
we're
all
gonna
in our
talk about
PJs.
is
Yep.
yay, Scott. Yay. We're gonna talk about energy levels and where is your energy level and how can we change that? Because we are human beings and we're beings that we're social beings. We're beings that need other beings. Okay. We don't operate well by ourselves or in a vacuum. We need other people. But here's the trick to that. Whatever you're bringing to the table, that's who you're going to find at your table. The best way to find out about a person is to look at who their friends are. And you can kind of guess what kind of person they're going to be based off of who they're hanging out with. Because not only are we seeking what we are, we're also being sought out by others like us. So there's two laws of attraction attracting us to the kind of people that we are. So one could argue then that if you wanted to change, you should hang out with another type of person. If you want to be a morning person, guess what? Hang out with morning people. If you want to be a go-getter, hang out with go-getters. Stop hanging out with people who will co-sign your bullshit. Excuse my language. But that person that says, oh, it's okay, don't try so hard. It's okay, you look tired, go take a nap. Those are not your friends. Those are people who are allowing you to sit in your comfortable place where you're not producing anything. And that doesn't feel good. I mean, honestly, if we think about it, yeah, it may feel good for, a day, a couple of days, when we're really highly exhausted and just need a rest. But on an ongoing basis for something that we're going to plan on doing for the rest of our lives, that doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to be lazy. It doesn't feel good to not be producing. It doesn't feel good to not have something that you can look at and say, I freaking did that. I accomplished that. It doesn't feel good. So what we need to focus on as budding real estate professionals or professionals that have been in the game a while, we need to look at what are we doing in our day to day? What kind of person are we? It's so important. And I don't think a lot of people realize how important this is to know who the hell you are. Lacey toured a high school yesterday, and it's in Idlewild. It's an arts high school, and it's different than any other school that I've ever heard of. It focuses on art, so that right there makes it different. But not only that, the kids stay on campus. They don't go home. It's like a boarding school type of thing, but it's for artists. And this school has a completely different approach than any other high school that I've ever seen. And the approach is that I lost my train of freaking thought. Okay, let me tell you about the school, because the school is amazing. So the kids there are that's what it was. The mantra of the school, and the first thing that they are presented with is that they need to, when they leave the school, they need to know themselves. They need to know who they are and what they believe in. And that's kind of like the whole point of the school. Yes, it's a place for them to be able to practice their art, hone their skill, talk to other artists, learn the other things that you need to learn in high school. But the bottom line is, when they leave there, they need to know who the heck they are and what they believe in. And that does not change from you and me or them or any other person. If you do not know who you are or what you believe in, then how in the hell could you know how to reach the people you need to reach in order to change their lives, right? How can you tell me who your target market is? You don't even know, because honestly, our target market should be somebody like us, right? Because we are drawn to those kind of people, and those kind of people are drawn to us. I always say that real estate doesn't take a particular kind of personality. I used to hear this all the time. People would say, oh, you're outgoing, you'd be great in real estate. No, I don't agree with that at all, because if I'm a quiet, shy person, do I want somebody who's gregarious and loud helping me with my real estate or anything else for that matter? No, I do not. I want someone who's going to be like me, who's going to find the things that are important to me, important to them, somebody who understands how I think, and somebody who that I feel comfortable with, that I feel safe with, that I feel that I can trust. So real estate is something that it doesn't matter what personality you are, you need to find the people that will connect and click with you. And that's your target market. So how can you find your target market if you don't know who you are? Okay. And so I wanted January to be a time when we could really look within and set our goals and find our community, our people. But I think, that's something that's probably going to go on throughout the entire year. So February, the goal was to get inside your community, prospect to them, start building these relationships and start, finding those clients. Now, we can still do that. And that was my lesson for today, is different types of ways that we can start building relationships that doesn't feel awkward, that doesn't feel fake or phony. But before we start that, I want to just check in with Scott. Scott, do you want to give your update now? Or do you want to,
Yeah.
I didn't want you to have to sit through something if you didn't
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah, I could do that. Mine's short and simple,
Okay.
or short and sweet, I guess I'd say this week.
Okay.
First, thank you to those of you on here who reached out to me this week. Meant a lot, a whole lot. So loan update, 10-year treasury. We broke below a 4.5%, which is huge. We're at 4.4. The core CPI report came out this past week too, and we saw rates just do this again. But we did see some relief over the last few days of this week. So rates, conventional financing, you're still high 6% range, depending on credit. Govy loans, which is FHA and VA, were in mid to low sixes. I've been visiting a lot of different real estate offices and talking to a lot of people, and a consensus, and I don't know if you're feeling this, is, buyers, I think it's just accepted. Rates are where they are, prices where they are. Things are moving. January was pretty busy month. And I don't know if anyone else is noticing, but listings are picking up as well. Starting to see a lot more listings coming up. So get out there, network, meet people, build the relationships like Bobby was just talking about. Open houses, because things are moving, and I think things are definitely going to pick up this year. I was just at a meeting where a broker was talking, or not the broker, the owner of the company was talking, and the anticipated increase in real estate this year, as far as transaction, is supposed to increase by 10%. So that's pretty huge. So things are moving. Get out there. If I can help you in any way, please don't hesitate to call me, text me. If you want to start, setting up a plan to work on different things, your goals, whatever it is, I'm here to help. And if you need anything over the weekend, give me a call and let me know. And I'm big on those open houses. So if you need flyers or any kind of information or marketing stuff, please let me know. So have a great rest of the weekend. And again, if you need anything, give me a call on my cell.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate you coming. We are all thinking about you, and we keep you in our hearts, and just remember that. And if you need anything, just let us know for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay. Well, thank you for that great update. And when you say there's listings hitting the market, yeah, and it's causing a bit of a buyer's market out there, because there's more inventory than there are people to buy it. So if you have buyers, Tanya, yeah, go ahead.
I have a question for Scott.
Yes.
There's I'm seeing there's a trend. There's a lot of people who had like the buy downs back they did the 2-1 buy downs back in 2023.
Yeah, like mid 22 through now.
To adjust right now. So is there like maybe a flyer that I could get that's like showing some type of numbers, like, okay, the rate is now, you used to maybe have the 3% and you got, or that, I think it was like 3% at that time they could get to start their loan. Because it was a lot. I did a lot of those back like 2 or 3 years ago. And
so
changed.
Yeah, so the ones that were in like mid 22 through the end of 22, I think rates were still like 6.5%, like at the high. But as we got into 23, that's where you saw rates, exceed up to almost, like 8%. So depending on where when you bought and where your rate was locked. So it's probably more advantageous for borrowers that were in like 23 and 24 as compared to 22. But yeah, like a a rate comparison of if you bought in this time, rates were here versus now, yeah, definitely can get that done.
Okay. Because there's a lot of, yeah, and I have clients that I can contact that I know they went with those type of loans because it's way that's the way they could get in. I was the
Yeah.
agent on that, so I'm going to send them. Okay, I know that your rate's about to change next year or in the next 6 months or whatever. I need to get. I'm going to get those clients back by being aware
Yeah.
of what we're about to go through, and they're probably looking panicking with this new rates they're about to get.
Yeah, and I've talked with borrowers that have had or that have that 2-1 buy down credit. They
Mhm.
used another lender, but they were unaware that they could refinance ahead of time. And they were saying, like, well, I don't want to refinance because I don't want to lose that money for it. And I'm like, no, 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 that's your money. That was a seller credit to you. It's kept in an account by the servicing lender for you. So you can use that money towards any potential, refinance cost, or you can use that money to buy the rate down even more if you want to pay a little bit of points and get a lower payment and those things. So yeah, I could definitely get that put together.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Of course. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so much. Does everybody understand what Tanya was talking about, the 2-1 buy down? I'm just gonna graze over it real quickly because we do have some new people. There was a
Yeah.
loan product out in 22, was called the 2-1 buy down. And Scott, Tanya, please correct me if I miss
I'll
the
I'll step
yeah.
in. So it's not a loan product. It's something you can do with you can do it on a conventional loan, a VA loan, an FHA loan, your down payment assistance loan. But basically what it is a temporary buy down of that interest rate. There's a 3-2-1, a 2-1, and a 1-0 temporary buy down. For each number, it represents a percentage that the rate would go down. So in a 2-1, there wasn't too many 3-2-1. So in a 2-1 temporary buy down, if the interest rate at that time was 7%, you would get this credit from the seller to buy that interest rate down by 2% for the first 12 months of payments. And then on the next 12 months of payments, it would adjust to 1% higher. And then by the third year, you would go back to the original 30-year fixed rate term that it was locked. So it's not an adjustable loan. You're just getting a temporary credit from the seller that's used to buy down that rate. So in a typical situation, in that first year, your payment could be lower by, depending on the loan amount, $400 to, $800 a month. And then in that second 12 months, it was half of that amount. So during that, they're getting to pay that lower payment. But at the same time, the way I would structure it is take that money that you're saving, put it in an account so you get the idea or that feeling of making that full payment in the event, rates do not come down. And if they do and you get to refinance, great. And now you've built a little nest egg of savings by, accumulating that money over the time. So it's a short-term lower interest rate to offset the high mortgage rates that we're seeing currently.
Okay, and so what's happening is those temporary situations are running out. So that's why the questions. Yeah, Monica.
In just as a side note too, Tanya, thank you so much for reminding us about that because all of us probably that have been working in transactions with clients have some clients who've done that in the last few years. But you probably have people in your farm too. With Aaron's help, you can probably identify those properties that were purchased a year, 2, 3 years ago, and try to reach out to them and see if they might be in a similar situation. Because quite frankly, a lot of agents don't keep in touch with their clients after they close. I've been, I've unfortunately done this in the past too. I've been really bad about keeping in touch with them as much as I should, but some don't ever contact them again after they close. So that's your opportunity to kind of step in and say, hey, if you need help with this, I can help you with that.
Yeah. And to add on to that, what you were just saying, Monica, even too, you check in and say, how are you now that you're adjusted in here? Because a lot of these buyers they purchased the house, they got the temporary rate buy down in anticipation that they would never have to pay the highest payment. And now that they're there, some of them are, feeling strapped. So it could be a potential like, hey, if they need to get out of it, you could get a listing out of it, and maybe they potentially buy, something that's more in their comfort level. So you could potentially turn it into, two transactions.
Yeah, obviously they would have options, but
Yeah.
you don't want people freaking out when they're trying to figure out what to do next.
Right. Right.
All right, good. Okay, so we only have a few minutes left, so I want to talk about first of all, we all set some goals last week about how many Valentines we were going to send out. Oh, Scott, thank you so
I'm
much.
gonna hop off.
Yeah,
Thank
we'll
you all.
see
I
you. We'll
appreciate
see you
you.
next week.
Yep. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, so I want to know who met their goal. Chastity, you had 100. Did you make your goal?
Yes, I did.
Okay, right on. Jasmine, 100. Did you make your goal?
Yes, I did. I posted on social media and gave a few out at a social event.
Okay, all right. Edmar, 50. No, well,
I
that's
did
okay.
not. I didn't
That's
get
okay.
the one with the general one, so I didn't feel comfortable giving those out without my license.
Oh,
So,
okay. Well,
yeah.
that's fair. That's fair. Ashley's not here. Tanya, 500.
Yes, ma'am.
Woohoo!
I mailed
Nice.
out 100, and then I just did all my emails. I put it
Nice.
into an email and sent
Yeah.
it up and sent it out.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
actually a couple people, but they were rentals. But a couple of people came in and called me from it. But
Nice.
three of them were rentals. So, but I'll
Okay.
talk to Chastity about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Trina, 50.
Not quite. I sent out 10 physical cards, but email about 30, so not quite.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Sorry.
good. Good. Sasha, not here today. Tanae, 50.
So I went around yesterday with the generic ones at work and I passed them out. And then I talked to 5 people by mouth, and then I also posted it on social media. I have over
Okay.
8,000 people on there. So
Hey.
hopefully somebody comes in.
All right. Right on. Rachel, 1,000.
I didn't hit the 1,000, but I did send it on my Facebook, which is 500 some people. I mailed out 20, and then I text message to my friends on my contacts, which I don't know how many I sent out. So
Nice.
good.
Nice. Okay. And Monica, 500.
I don't know what it actually adds up to. I ended up sending them direct, like either by text or by direct message or by email
Mhm.
to all my past clients and the people I had any in my contacts, basically.
Mhm.
So I didn't post it on social. I don't know what happened. It slipped. But yeah, so I'm not sure exactly what that adds up to. But I sent it out to everybody I could send it to.
Nice. Nice. So I want y'all to just kind of think about this. And this is actually an academic thing that I learned is that those of you who had the highest goals, you actually ended up getting more out. So don't be afraid to make those goals as high as you want because you're going to do more if your goals are higher. So just keep that in mind. And I want to read you something real quick. This is along those same lines. And it's called, let me give you the actual name of it here. Cognitive anchoring. So that's the academic name for it. So basically, cognitive anchoring says that whatever the first idea, number, object is that was put out there first is the one that people will stick with. So, example, I have a listing in San Bernardino. When I gave the man his comps, I took into account that he overbuilt for the neighborhood. I looked at, all the online stuff. I looked at the MLS stuff. I came up with a number. I took that number and I took about $25,000 less because of cognitive anchoring. That man, whatever the end selling price is, I told him it's worth about 500,000, and that's honestly the ballpark of where it's going to fall. He will stick to that number till the end and beyond. So let's say we end up getting 525. He is forever going to tell the story that he got $25,000 more than he listed it for. Now, I know it's tempting when we're newer agents to try and get these listings to say, to kind of pad that number and to say, hey, I can get more for your house than agent down the street can. If the agent down the street said your house is worth 800,000 and you come in and say, no, I can get 850. Yeah, it's a cool, easy way to maybe get a client, but that will bite you in the butt so hard that you will not know what hit you, because forever that client is going to remember what you said. And if he gets 1 penny less than 850, it's going to be your fault. That is cognitive anchoring. Now, how do we use this to our benefit? Well, that's one way right there, is by making sure the first number you put out there, you can back it up. I take $25,000 off because I want my cognitive anchor. I want the whatever number it ends up being to be, a lot higher than the first number I threw out there. And yeah, maybe you won't get the client, because he's going to go with the agent that said that they could get more out of the house. But if you're being honest with them, then you don't want that client anyway, because they have unrealistic expectations of what their house is going to bring. So just keep that in mind. Okay, cognitive anchoring. Another way that you can use this is when you are, hang on, let me open the email. When you are negotiating with somebody, or when you're giving your price out, whatever price is put out there first, that's going to be the one that people will assume is most right. You can also use this with ideas. If you're walking through someone's house and you say, well, you can do 3 things that are going to increase the value of your house. This, and this, A, B, and C. Forever, that person is going to put more weight on that information than they will any other information that they get aside from that. So the first information is going to carry more weight than any subsequent information that they get. So just keep this in mind.
Bobby, same applies with showings. I can't tell you how many times this happened. You take a buyer out and the first house they see, they will compare every other home to. It doesn't even matter if it's not the best one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That will be the first impression that they remember the most above all of the others. The others tend to get lost in a big muddle of, I think that was that house. I think that was that house. But that first one, they really remember, even if it's just the first one that day, not the first one they've seen, period. So always show them the one that they're going to like the most first.
Okay. That was good information, Monica, because I had not thought of that. But yeah, that absolutely applies. Okay. So that's cognitive anchoring. Another something else I wanted to talk about is different types of prospecting. So we talked about, holidays, and we had the exercise with doing Valentine's and getting those out. And that's a way to reconnect with relationships maybe that you haven't connected with in a while, or to try and build new ones, right? Holidays. We always want to take advantage of holidays. And I know it's like this great big struggle. Do we get some R&R? Do we relax on the holidays or do we work? And what I think that every agent should do is decide at the beginning of the year, which holidays are you going to have as work holidays and which holidays are you going to have as rest holidays? Because we're human, we need to get rest as well. I would suggest that the holidays that are less, I don't know, that have less of a family element to them. For example, President's Day. That's the one that's coming up on Monday. I don't ever remember getting together with the family for President's Day and celebrating a lot. So that's one of the holidays I would consider a working holiday. I would use that extra time to do some extra marketing, to do an open house. For God's sake, do an open house. I would use that time to do my prospecting, create, start creating those new relationships. And then the holidays that have a family element, mark those as, that's going to be my family time, but decide ahead of time. If you don't, you're always going to be in this weird struggle. Like, I should be working, but I should be spending time with my family. And you're going to feel guilty no matter what the heck you do. So decide ahead of time, put it in a calendar, and just live with your decision. But you should not, by any means, take every vacation and every holiday and say, it's a holiday, I don't work on holidays, because typically that's when we do work, weekends, evenings, and holidays. Okay, next on my list here.
Can I say one thing about the holidays?
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a different, kind of a little bit of different aspect on
Okay.
that. Because over the years of just knowing, holidays are good times, especially when you said the ones that 4th of July, Christmas, and all that. Those are working holidays to me in a sense, even though I may still be with my family or whatever. Especially, go bigger. My husband has a bigger family thing. That's when you meet people that are going to tell you, I'm looking for a house. That's when you remind them, oh yeah, I'm in real estate, or they'll say, I saw your Facebook, you just sold a house or whatever. And that's when you get those conversations with your sphere of influence that you get your next deals from. So those kind of holidays, even though they're with the family, they're still kind of a working holidays for me. And I make it a point to go make my favorite dish, bring it to the auntie's house, or bring my favorite whatever, and go and have those communications with your family. I mean, it's good they see you on Facebook and things like that, but it's also better when they see you in person. It's my thought. I don't know how many times I've been in front of somebody like, oh, I saw you did that. Oh, in fact, I'm looking for a house, or here's a card. Like, I just went to that Super Bowl party. Someone's like, oh, here's my, can I get your card? I heard you do real estate. You have to be constantly working. But then again, last Wednesday, I was in Palm Springs for a day and went off and had a vacation day. So you kind of can, I think holidays like this, working one is good for open houses. Like you said, President's Day is not a big holiday, but on those ones, there are family members and stuff. Try to go out on those and make those ones working holidays, like within your sphere of influence, I would say.
So thank you for saying that, because that's an excellent point. In fact, when I went to a friend's house for Super Bowl Sunday, I was connected with a buyer who's looking at $1 million house in Redlands. So absolutely, whenever you're with people, I just said this the other day, we don't do real estate. We are real estate. We are a real estate agent. We embody the profession with everything that we do. And if you don't have that same idea, then maybe this isn't for you. Because like you said, Tanya, no matter where we're at, we need to be able to respond to somebody saying, look, I saw that you sold a house yesterday on your social media. I love it. Or I know somebody, or could you answer this question, or could you help me out? you don't want to say something like, well, it's the holidays. I don't want to talk shop. No, we do not. We say, now maybe we set up an appointment for during the week or something like that. But real estate's one of those topics that is just fun to talk about. So, yes, have those conversations. Let people eavesdrop. This is how we get those new relationships. This is how you become very, very, very successful in real estate, by being a real estate agent and not just doing real estate. Does that make sense to everyone? And thank you, Tanya. That was such a great point that you brought up. Okay, so there's that. And then, so I wanted to go over different prospecting ideas, because we have the holiday, we talked about a yard sale. So here's how this one works. You go into your farm area, maybe you take pictures of some those yard signs, maybe they say yard sale with an arrow, and then sign provided by your personal logo or your name. And these branded yard sale directional signs and branded price stickers. Maybe you make up a sample and you carry those from door to door in your farm area, and you say, hey, you know what? If you're going to have a yard sale, let me help you. Because remember, when we offer to help, that is the number one way to start building relationships. Stop asking them to do something for you and start asking, what can I do for you? And so, having a yard sale is such a pain in the butt. And if you say, hey, you know what? I'll give you the signs, I'll give you some stickers, I'll bring you some boxes, and I'll sit with you for an hour on the day of. Who's going to say no to that? If they were planning on having a yard sale, it probably means they're trying to thin down. Are they trying to thin down because they're thinking about selling their house? Quite possibly so. So when you do things like this is a way to get your foot in the door of that community. And when you're sitting there helping them with their yard sale, guess who's going to come by? Their damn neighbors. And so you can talk to the neighbors, and maybe the neighbors say, oh my God, how cute. Who did this for you? And then they'll talk about you. And, it just goes from there. Okay, so that's one idea right there. Another idea. Tanya gave me this, which I love. It is a letter, and I'm going to offer to send this to anyone who wants it. It is a welcome to the profession, or it's just a letter you send out to everybody you know, kind of like with the Valentines. And it says, hi, and it's for a newly licensed individual, but it can be for somebody who, I just want you to know that I'm a real estate agent now. Or maybe you moved to this brokerage and you want to say, hey, I'm with a new brokerage. But it basically says, hi, as a newly licensed real estate agent, I wanted to introduce myself and express my enthusiasm to connect with fellow agents, brokerages, and potential clients in our area. I recently joined, California Curb Appeal, and bring a fresh perspective and dedication to my clients' needs. But you kind of get the idea. This letter can be whatever you want it to say, but basically it's something that you can send to all your friends and family saying, look, this is where I work. This is what I'm doing now, and I'd like to have the opportunity to help you. And I think anytime you have the opportunity to reach out and touch your sphere of influence or your farm area or anybody that you're trying to connect with, a letter like that is going to be well received. All you're doing is saying, hey, I'm here if you need my help.
And for you guys that are new, that are just like building up, maybe you have your license yet, maybe you don't, maybe you're still taking the classes, whatever level you're at, maybe you just started out and you're like, I don't have people yet. I don't have clients.
Yeah.
I don't have any deals. Um, even if you're in the process of still trying to get your license, you can tell people about that. Tell people about your journey, your process, what you're doing. If you like being on social media, make little videos. Say, hey, I just finished my class for this, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited, and it's going great, and I can't wait to get out there and help people. Keep putting stuff like that out there because people will start following that. Even if they're not interested in your service, people like to follow your process.
Yeah.
They like to watch.
Yeah.
They vicariously watch through you. That's why I watch so many DIY videos. I'm not going to do 99% of those, but I like watching them.
Uh-huh. That's right. That's right.
I envision myself
Absolutely.
doing all of that because I don't have time for any most of
Yeah.
it.
But we like watching it. We
So,
truly
put it
enjoy
out
it.
there.
Mm-hmm.
You can send a little video to your friends on your phone as a text, just letting them know, hey, here's what I'm doing. What are you up to? What's going
Yeah.
on with you guys? It starts
Yeah.
the conversation maybe.
Yeah. I would suggest sending a letter like this, customized to you, of course. And you could put your picture up here too, so that when they see you in the community, that they kind of know they've seen your picture, then they'll be even more likely to stop and say hello or wave or something like that. I would definitely, once you've identified your farm area, send a letter to everyone in that farm area just to introduce yourself. That's all you're doing. And that can go to everyone, whether they're a renter, a renter, or they've lived there a year or 10 years. It can go to everybody in that neighborhood because really all you're doing is introducing yourself. And everybody at some point in their life needs to talk to a real estate agent, whether it be for a house that they inherited in their grandmother's trust, or a house that they're trying to quit claim deed to somebody just to wash their hands of it. Everybody has a reason that they need to speak with a real estate agent at some point. So that should be on your list of things to do. Send that letter out to your farm. Now, I have one more. This is a wonderful idea. In your farm area, you can do a search on the MLS to see if there are listings in your farm area. Now, you should be very, very possessive of your farm area. You should be very, very much aware of who is in your farm area trying to do business. Okay, so run that MLS search for the boundaries of your farm area, see who's in there doing business. Give them a call and say, hey, and you be nice. You say, hey, I'd love to do an open house at your listing. Would you mind if I did that? And most agents are going to say, heck no, go ahead. I would love that because they don't want to do it themselves. It's a hassle. Yeah, Edmar, gonna start a real estate turf war. There you go. And two, it just helps them because it gets the property shown more, it gets it on social media, it just brings attention to that property and that helps them. So you want to definitely ask permission, but once they give you the okay, then plan an open house as if it were your own listing. You can totally do this. Now, I know that there's been some rule changes about opening the house up and having people sign, that you're working with you as their agent in order for you to show the home. We can get into that another day of how to manage that. But for now, I just want you to know that this is another great way of getting yourself in that farm area, working, doing something. Yeah, Tanya.
I was going to say I've had that happen for a couple examples. That I've actually worked open houses that weren't my listings. Went in there, and some people do struggling without agents. I mean, it is like you said, there's a little change right now. They got to write it down.
Yeah.
But you'll know which ones because they do have a sign-in sheet that they sign in that you get off the MLS and say,
Yeah.
I don't. You ask the questions, and then if you ask them, would you like some representation? I got 4 more homes, which are maybe your listings in that area or the houses that you've already known that are listed because you did your research that Bobby was just talking about. There's a couple more in this area with the same size, same model make. Let me go, baby. Let me represent you to show you those houses because you need
Right.
to see them. Oh, okay. You're gonna get those people to be your buyers. And I know a lot of people want listings. I love buyers. They're like my favorite. So literally you will get those people to be your buyers. And it's just because you took over someone. And sometimes people have the other agents will have they want someone to do their open houses. They have something they have to do that weekend. They don't want to
Mhm.
sit there every Saturday. It's cold in the house, whatever.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you get Scott, get Aaron, tell them that you're going to do these. They will give you flyers for those properties. They will come with you to those properties. They will work with you. Ask one of your, if you're new, if you
Mhm.
find stuff out, ask a mentor to go with you with these properties and make that happen because that is a big thing. And before,
It is.
within a week or 2 or 3 weeks, you may have a new buyer right there
Yeah.
and you're closing 30 days and there you got paid. It's literally that easy. And a lot of people don't want to do it because sometimes you're sitting there all day and no one shows up,
Mhm.
but it's worth staying there and keep
Yeah.
going. Gonna find that buyer that's either for that house. I had that happen too, but actually came in, walked in, didn't have an agent. They actually bought that particular house I was sitting in, or you'll find one that you can show them other houses. So
Yeah.
that's the
Or the
main.
neighbors come in. You get a lot of neighbors coming in just because they're nosy, just because they want to see, well, I know what the inside of my house looks like. I know their price. I want to see if theirs is comparable to mine. That way I can kind of guess what my value is. And so when those neighbors come in and they see that you're busting your butt and you've made this beautiful open house, you're serving light snacks, you're doing a great tour, you have everything looking, smelling, sounding. Remember, we hit all five senses with our open house, right? And all five senses are hit, and the neighbors come in, they're going to want you to represent them because they want to see that happening for themselves. So it's a great way to not only get buyers, but also, to get sellers, to showcase what you bring to the table right there for them. It's like a living freaking resume right in front of them. So I'd like to have a workshop on actually the steps to take to do an open house that doesn't belong to you and to go over the new rules that apply. So look for that this coming week. And if you're available, we'll do it like this, Zoom, and we'll go over the steps. If anyone's interested in doing that, I'll teach you how to take the steps to do that. Okay. So we're actually out of time and running over. Does that I let me do a little recap. So 3 things that you can do to start building the relationships with the people in your farm area or in your sphere of influence or where the frick ever. The first one is to always recognize holidays. Never miss a holiday. They're great times to be able to say anything to anyone as long as it starts with happy, whatever the day is. Two, this wonderful letter that you were going to write to your farm area, introducing yourself, get a picture of yourself right here and introduce yourself. Hi, I'm so and so. I would like to meet you. Simple as that. And then 3, open houses. Do your open houses. And we had 4, the yard sale idea. So we can definitely talk more about this, and we will this week. And are there any questions?
I was just going to say later this month, on the 26th, it's officially Pancake Day. Doesn't have to be one of those national holidays, guys. It
All
can be a
right.
happy, weird holiday like that. There's a website, you Google it, you put like weird holidays, and I swear to God, there's like 50 every week of all these random weird holidays every day that like
Yeah.
different states have adopted. It's hilarious, but you can put it out there, use that. Even if you're new, guys, and you're not even an agent yet, just build your following, build that circle. That's the one thing I didn't do in the beginning when I started, and I didn't start doing that until later, and that really hurt. Just build that following because then the minute you're able to work, you already have those people connected with you.
Yeah.
So do what you can to connect with them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm gonna go make pancakes.
I
The
love
pancake day
that.
for sure.
Pancake day. All right, everyone.
Bobby, I do have
Oh,
something to add
yeah.
as well. I would also say let the newer agents know they can use any of our stuff, any of our homes, any of our material, and they can represent it almost as theirs because it falls under our brokerage.
Yes. And you can also have an open house for a rental.
Yes.
Oh,
So
you can.
you can do everything that you would do as if it were a sale open house just for practice. Just for practice. Get in there, you're going to have a lot of renters, but guess what? Renters, I just talked to a renter yesterday who turned into magically a buyer because he didn't know he could be. So instead of trying to rent something
Okay, hold on.
300 or 30 or $3,000, he's now buying something for $1 million. So that's how you meet those people. All right. Yeah, thank you, Chad. Thank you.
Do we have where we can find who's listing in your area in your brokerage, Bobby?
Yeah. I believe that's on the website. Am I right,
Oh, it's
Chad?
on our website.
Here, I'll put it in the notes or in the chat.
Yeah, they should all be up to date on our website.
Bobby, send a link to the group text because that way everybody can have it after. Yeah, on the website.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank
okay.
you.
You're
I also
welcome.
wanted to mention too, because you brought up Idlewood, a lot of our prospects for people selling their house have been coming from that area that I've been putting in Follow Bus. A lot of people from Idlewild.
Nice.
That's interesting. I wonder why.
Yeah, a lot of them. I know one guy too, he was looking to buy in Idlewild and he was looking for like a 4-bedroom, 3-bedroom house. I put it in Follow Bus though, but
Okay. Anybody need leads that they want to work?
oh, also that I don't know if we have more of our agents who do renting. I know Chaz does. So when we get a lot of people calling, inquiring about renting, I always give it to Chastity. But if there's somebody else who would like them too, I have no problem texting you and letting you know when we get those in.
Okay.
If renting is something that you do as an agent too. You ready, baby?
Okay.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
if anybody has anyone out here in Orange County that they're looking to work with, or that somebody wants to move in this direction, but it's too far for you, I'm happy to work with you on it. You don't have to
Yeah.
refer it out if you don't want, because I know you want to get the referral from the prices out here. But happy to work with you on it. So just let me know if I can be of any help.
Thank you, Monica, for that
So for
information.
the follow-up boss system, when are we gonna start like implementing that with our agents?
Well, that's something that I think March 1st is our deciding date. So we're
Okay.
actually testing out 2 other systems, and we're going to make that decision March 1st. Then after that, we're going to offer it to all the agents. We're deciding on a CRM that every agent can also be a member of.
At 10:30, right?
And that way we can give you leads a little bit easier.
Mhm.
So after March 1st. So stay tuned for that.
All right. It's exciting. There you go.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else, we'll end it there and we'll see you all on Monday's a holiday. So we'll talk to you next week. All
Okay.
right.
See you guys Tuesday. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a nice weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
Go get pancakes.